What's up? It's Marco, Sage Soccer, and we are in 2023, which, if you might remember, that is when Gregg Berhalter's contract expired. So, do we not have a coach right now? Because Berhalter's not under contract, but it doesn't seem to be like a big deal. There aren't really official outlets commenting on this at all, but we don't have a coach, and we've got a camp coming up really soon. So what's the deal? I'm fine if it's just, well, we're looking for an interim guy, but put something out there, because this is kind of a pretty important thing, having a coach for your national team. Like, just do something, put something out there, let us know any information at all. But at the moment there's nothing. If I had to guess, that probably means Berhalter's going to walk away, considering he doesn't have a contract right now. I think he wanted to go to more of a club option in the future, anyway. So hopefully that's what ends up happening, because I think Berhalter should go. But we don't really know, because there's no official information on anything at the moment. There's not really even any rumors on what's going on. So hopefully we'll get to learn more in the near future, because we do have a camp coming up, our first one after a World Cup, and it'd be nice to have a coach for that one. Um, but other than that, I'm hoping we don't rush into naming somebody. We shouldn't have the huge search that we did last time just to go with the COO's brother. But I think that we should take our time with the search. But for right now, I think interim options are pretty good. Monterazzo just got fired. If you want to give him a chance, that'd be pretty good. I wouldn't be opposed to Caleb Porter. He'd probably run a similar system to Berhalter, but for an interim guy, I think that's fine. But we should have a real search coming up pretty soon, and hopefully we'll have a new manager by the summer, and maybe he'll get to start things with the Nations League, maybe the Gold Cup, and I think that's what we should be looking forward to. And that's my real thoughts on the lack of a manager right now. For a bit of a palate cleanser, I want to talk a little bit about the U17 team. I'm not going to go too in depth with them, because I really don't think you should be analyzing players till they're pros, but we have a couple of good prospects on a camp team that was just named, and we have the U17 CONCACAF tournament coming up. I'll probably make a video on the roster, but probably won't cover the whole tournament. I'll have to see, though, because there's not too much going on right now. But we've got a pretty good group of players. I think the biggest name there is Christian McFarland. This is a 2006 group. He's actually 2007. But he's actually an England dual international, and he's actually looked pretty good for England, left back. So it's really good to have him in the team. That seems like we might be winning that battle. And if he can go to that CONCACAF tournament, that would be a pretty big deal. Then a couple good prospects in the midfield, Cruz Medina and Pedro Soma. Medina, I think he's a homegrown San Jose. I'd actually expect him to get some pro minutes next year. And Pedro Soma has been looking really good. He's in Spain. He's at a smaller club, but he looks like a pretty talented prospect. I'd expect him to get a pretty big move. Not pretty big, but maybe move up a level somewhat soon. Then a couple other guys. We've got Andre Guiteau, who's a wing out of Houston. He's another guy who looks like a dynamic player. Mika Burton out of Austin. Well, he actually wasn't listed on the roster, but he's rumored to be there. Another promising attacking player. Some defenders are Oscar Verhoeven out of San Jose. Also, Aiden Harangi from Frankfurt. He's an interesting name. He's been playing as a right back with our youth team for a while now, but that's mostly because we've been putting Verhoeven out on the left, even though he's a right back. And with McFarland there, he might be able to play his more natural position in the midfield, so that'd be something interesting. Probably our best center back there. I can't say that. Maybe not our best. I think he's pretty good. Stuart Hawkins out of Seattle. He's rated pretty highly. If you want a more in-depth group look at this, Chasing the Cup has a good article on the 2006 group, along with basically every age group. Then Edwin Mendoza, he's a pretty good sixth prospect as well. While our other midfielder's really technical, this guy's probably the rock that we need in that midfield. But other than that, there are some players who aren't there because this is just a random window, injuries, and a lot of the abroad players aren't there. including both of our Barcelona boys, Diego Cachan and Adrian Gill. And when I say Barcelona, I don't mean the one in Arizona, though we do have some good players from the one in Arizona. I mean like Spain, FC Barcelona, like they're from there, La Masia. Look like good prospects. Gill in the midfield, Cachan, goalkeeper. Probably our top goalkeeper prospect right now, but it's really too early to say with goalkeepers. Some of the guys there are Matai Akamboni, who did make his debut with DC United. He's actually Sammy Kofor's nephew, the former Bayern Munich player, so definitely a good pedigree there. Another guy is Matthew Cochran out of Birmingham. He's another guy who's played pro in the USL, but he looks like a pretty good six prospect as well. And some more midfielders, Jude Wellings out of RSL and Luis Marino out of Houston, two really talented midfield prospects. Then we have Bento Estrella out of New York Red Bull, another midfielder. Like, this midfield group is kind of stacked, who's a Portugal dual national, who's been playing a little bit with Portugal, so another really good player. And two more dual nationals, both abroad. There's Carol Figueroa out of Liverpool. He's a Honduras dual international, son of a former Honduran player. And Cole Campbell at Borussia Dortmund, who's an Iceland dual national. Both of them look somewhat promising. Figueroa especially, because we really lacked a true striker in this group until he committed. But he could definitely help us out. And Cole Campbell, just having an American at Dortmund, that's obviously a good sign. I wouldn't compare him to Pulisic or Reyna, at least not yet, but it's good to have him there on the right track. And yeah, that's all we have to talk about. Wanted to talk a bit about the coaching situation and, hey, some positives about the U17s. And yeah, that's all I'll talk about. See ya.